clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
I'm not bothering nobody. I won't be. Y'all following me? You know me. I start next. Leave me alone.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
In a stunning update, ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith has claimed that boxing legend Floyd "Money" Mayweather is facing serious financial trouble. Known for his flashy lifestyle, non-stop self-promotion, and perfect record in the ring, Mayweather has long been seen as a symbol of wealth and success in sports. But according to Smith, that image may have been more show than substance. He says Mayweather is now dealing with bankruptcy, IRS investigations, and a growing number of lawsuits, signs that the money might finally be running out.
I didn't got nothing. We're doing our job too, man. Please leave us alone.
Okay, just want to comment. What?
He's done. That simple phrase exploded across social media after Stephen A. Smith dropped his bombshell on First Take. The heated segment set off a wave of debates, questions, and concerns about Mayweather's once untouchable empire.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd "Money" Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
To really understand how big this financial downfall is, you have to look at just how high Floyd Mayweather climbed. Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mayweather went pro in 1996 and quickly stood out for his incredible skill in the ring. Known for his sharp defense, lightning reflexes, and smart strategies, he retired with a perfect 50-0 record. They called him "Money" for a reason. He changed the business side of boxing. In 2006, he made a bold move by buying out his contract with Top Rank for $750,000. That decision changed everything. He launched Mayweather Promotions and started calling all the shots, keeping full control over his fight earnings and pay-per-view deals. His fights weren't just big, they were historic. His 2015 bout with Manny Pacquiao pulled in over $600 million. Then, in 2017, his fight with UFC's Conor McGregor brought in another $300 million. At one point, Forbes named him the highest-paid athlete in the world, but as Stephen A. Smith put it bluntly, it doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend like it'll never run out.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, the flossing, the pomp and circumstances surrounding everything that culminated in Saturday night's Mayweather versus McGregor fight, there were a few sightings that were relatively low-key in comparison, but more significant than many may realize. At the weigh-in, there was a two-time NBA champion, Draymond Green, and star guard Paul George. On fight night, of course, there was LeBron James, James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. And none of them were there just to pay homage to Mayweather, the fighter. It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to.
Mayweather's lifestyle wasn't just about luxury, it was about excess on a level rarely seen, even among the wealthiest athletes. His spending was a big part of his brand, with every purchase and social media post aimed at showing the world just how much he was Money Mayweather. Whether it was hopping on private jets like they were taxis or cruising in fleets of Bugattis and Rolls-Royces, he was constantly flashing his unfiltered opulence. One of the most famous symbols of his spending was his $18 million diamond-encrusted watch, an eye-popping accessory that started its own conversations. He'd reportedly drop over $25,000 during nights out at Las Vegas strip clubs, making it feel more like a routine than a luxury. Mayweather owned several mansions in neighborhoods like Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, and Miami, each extravagantly decorated but often left empty. Still, they cost him a fortune to maintain. He became well known for traveling with duffel bags full of cash, showing off piles of $100 bills on social media as a symbol of his untouchable wealth. Whether it was stacking cash on a table or posting videos of himself counting millions, he made it clear he had no financial limits, but behind all the flash, financial experts were raising alarms. They warned that living such a high-spending lifestyle could only work if his income kept up with his expenses. The problem? Once the fight paychecks stop coming in, the bills don't. One of his former advisors even predicted the tough financial reality he seems to be facing now.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul 56 million. Tyson Fury 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
During a fiery episode of First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. "I've seen the documents, I've talked to the people, I'm telling y'all, Floyd Mayweather is in serious trouble," he said, staring into the camera with his trademark intensity. Smith went on to explain, "This isn't just rumors anymore. The IRS is after him, creditors are chasing him, and he's selling off assets left and right. And the worst part? He doesn't have fight money to bail himself out anymore. He's done." Smith revealed that Mayweather is facing a multi-million-dollar lien from the IRS, has taken out loans against several properties, and is behind on years of tax payments. On top of that, many of his business ventures have failed, and he's now dealing with lawsuits from angry investors. The most shocking detail? Smith claimed Mayweather has started quietly selling off luxury cars and high-end jewelry in a desperate attempt to pay off his growing debts. Smith pointed out how telling it was that Mayweather, once famous for bragging about spending $1.4 million in a single day, has gone completely silent about his finances. "You don't go from that to going radio silent unless something's wrong," Smith emphasized. The once loud, money-flashing boxer is now eerily quiet, leading many to wonder if the Money Mayweather image was nothing more than a crumbling illusion. Mayweather's tax issues with the IRS have been a problem for years. Back in 2017, he made headlines when he asked to delay a tax payment from 2015, saying he didn't have enough cash on hand despite making hundreds of millions. At the time, it seemed like a strategic move, but insiders now believe that was just the start of much bigger financial issues.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live, and to this day, they will tell you that's the record, that's the biggest fight ever, that thing was sold out. That place was, people were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out, because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. This isn't, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring.
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody would.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems
peculiar.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
Before Floyd Mayweather became the flashy Money Mayweather, he was already dealing with serious financial problems. Despite his boxing success, reports started to surface that he was at risk of jail time for unpaid taxes. To avoid prison, Mayweather borrowed $2 million just to make a dent in his growing tax debt. This wasn't the story of a savvy businessman, as many thought. Instead, it painted the picture of a man on the edge of financial disaster, struggling to maintain his extravagant lifestyle while failing to keep up with basic financial responsibilities. Rather than focusing on managing his money, Mayweather was more interested in buying luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and multiple mansions. His need to show off his wealth created an illusion of success, covering up the real financial issues he was facing. The loan he took to pay off his debts only added to his problems, revealing that his reckless spending and poor planning were starting to catch up with him. This was the start of a pattern that eventually led to the financial trouble he's dealing with today.
Me and Eric B were at, from Eric B and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that was before Money Mayweather, that's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E. He needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy. He owns Skunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought it was crazy. They said, yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million. And from there on, we were in the boxing business.
At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed an eye-watering $22.2 million to the IRS. For someone who often claimed to be the richest athlete alive, this massive tax bill raised serious questions about his financial management. While he flaunted his extravagant lifestyle, private jets, luxury cars, and multi-million-dollar shopping sprees, this debt suggested that much of his wealth either wasn't properly managed or was exaggerated. For a man whose entire brand was built around the idea of financial success, this tax burden showed that his finances weren't as solid as they appeared. Instead of being the savvy businessman he claimed to be, it looked more like Mayweather's flashy displays of wealth were part of a carefully crafted facade. His inability to pay his taxes on time revealed how far his reality had strayed from the untouchable, Money Mayweather image. It was a wake-up call that even the wealthiest athletes can face the consequences of poor financial decisions and that a flashy lifestyle doesn't guarantee long-term financial stability.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money. So Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, once a close friend and business partner of Floyd Mayweather, didn't hold back when talking about the boxer's financial troubles. In several interviews, 50 Cent painted a sobering picture of Mayweather's spending habits, claiming that Floyd had blown through huge amounts of money on jewelry, private jets, strip clubs, and, most damaging of all, gambling. But according to 50, the real problem wasn't just how much Floyd was spending, it was how reckless he was with it. He explained that Mayweather would drop millions without a second thought, as if the money would never run out. What made 50 Cent's comments especially powerful was that he wasn't just an outsider making assumptions, he had been inside Mayweather's world, witnessing his lifestyle firsthand. When 50 Cent publicly declared that Floyd had burned through all his money and was now broke, it sent shockwaves through both the entertainment and sports worlds. It was a harsh contrast to the image Mayweather had long built of being financially untouchable. Coming from a longtime friend who had become a vocal critic, 50 Cent's revelations only added more weight to the growing rumors that Mayweather's empire was falling apart.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's fight time. It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. Right. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac, right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show. Like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues or you're angry, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
Oscar de la Hoya, a former rival and boxing legend, has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather for continuing to take part in exhibition matches. In a video posted to Instagram, de la Hoya addressed Mayweather directly, saying, "Floyd, you're 50 years old, you're a legend in the sport, but you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is tough and expensive, but come on, put your legacy first." De la Hoya's comments came after Mayweather's controversial exhibition match against John Gotti III, which ended in drama and boos from the crowd. His criticism highlights a growing concern that Mayweather's post-retirement activities could hurt the perfect legacy he built in the ring. By continuing to take part in these exhibition fights, Mayweather risks overshadowing his incredible accomplishments and changing the way people view his career. De la Hoya's message serves as a warning, urging Mayweather to think more about protecting his legacy than chasing short-term attention or money.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
In early 2025, Floyd Mayweather's attempt to show his charitable side by donating to homeless shelters in Los Angeles was met with some skepticism. While the donation initially received praise, questions arose when Mayweather posted on Instagram claiming he was still in Dubai around the same time the donation was reported. This discrepancy led many to wonder if the donation was a genuine act of charity or a strategic move to improve his public image, especially with his financial troubles making headlines. The situation took a dramatic turn when Gervonta Davis, a former protege of Mayweather, made a shocking claim. Davis alleged that Mayweather wasn't on a world tour as he had said, but was actually being held in Dubai due to unpaid debts, particularly related to luxury jewelry and other expensive items. This was further confirmed by veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer, who said that Mayweather was indeed being detained by Dubai's court system over significant debts unrelated to boxing. Glazer pointed out that unpaid debts are taken very seriously in Dubai, suggesting that Mayweather was struggling to resolve the situation.
Now this comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game. But before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures, there is no video of this happening, but there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help, so he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks. I don't want to show my face, but Floyd just gave us $30,000, Reynolds, one of the men, said after receiving the gift.
Adding weight to Gervonta Davis's claims, veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer confirmed that Mayweather was being held by Dubai's court system over large debts unrelated to boxing. Glazer pointed out that Dubai takes unpaid debts very seriously, suggesting Mayweather was struggling to resolve the situation. In what seemed like an attempt to counter these allegations, Mayweather made a high-profile appearance at an NBA game in Los Angeles, where he reportedly donated $30,000 to 3 homeless individuals. However, this gesture raised eyebrows, as it occurred around the same time as the alleged detainment, leading many to question if it was a strategically timed move to deflect attention from his financial issues. The situation became even more complicated when Mayweather made bold claims about his wealth, including owning 62 buildings worth $42 million. Critics quickly scrutinized these statements, suggesting they might be an attempt to project financial stability as his money troubles became more public. The ongoing disputes with Davis, along with these controversial claims, have cast a cloud over Mayweather's legacy, raising concerns about the long-term sustainability of his lavish lifestyle and the transparency of his financial situation.
Turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
Stephen A. Smith's report highlights a recent filing showing that Floyd Mayweather still owes over $52 million in back taxes, dating from 2015 to 2022. The IRS has reportedly started freezing some of his accounts and launching investigations into his assets. Financial analyst Chris Wan stressed the intense scrutiny the IRS places on individuals with large tax debts. He explained that when someone owes a significant amount, the IRS becomes a constant presence, carefully auditing every financial move and making it extremely difficult for the person to manage their finances until the debt is paid off. This level of oversight can be overwhelming, as the IRS examines income, spending, and assets to ensure everything is in order and that the taxes are recovered.
Well, there may be another reason Floyd Mayweather has agreed to fight Conor McGregor. ESPN reporting that Mayweather, get this, still has not paid his taxes for 2015. We don't know how much money Mayweather owes, but he's asking the IRS for a break until the fight at the end of August. Mayweather made about $220 million from his fight with Manny Pacquiao. That was back in 2015. He's expected to make about that much for the McGregor fight. Maybe he should have stayed retired and paid his taxes.
Yeah, paying taxes, usually that catches up with you if you don't do that.